In this section, we are going to look at how we can handle iFrames using Selenium WebDriver, right? So nowadays in modern applications, modern web applications, you will find there are lots of iFrames which are present in the page, right? So what is an iFrame? It is a web page which is embedded in another web page, right? So it's like an HTML document which is embedded inside another HTML document. So whenever they want to change anything inside this frame, they don't need to load the complete page. They can just change this frame, and it will be loaded with the new changes, right? So that's the advantage of having an iframe. Now, how you can identify the frame on a page? So you can right click on a particular kind of element right on the page which seems to be an iframe, and you can check out all the options. So if you find something like this frame, view frame source, reload frame, so all these options, that means it includes frames, right? Or you can also go to your HTML DOM and you can search for iframe, and probably you will find all the iframes which are present in the page, right? So how you can work with these iframes in Selenium, right? So Selenium provides a lot of different commands to work with iframes. The three ways you can do it is you can use the driver.switchTo, right, command, and then you can use this methods dot frame uh, where you can pass either the index of the frame or the name or ID of the frame, or the web element itself of the frame, right? So index, it starts from 0. So if you want to go to the first frame, you can go to, you can type index 0. If you want to go to the second, like that second, like you can type index 1, right? If you have a name and ID present for the iframe, you can probably use that to switch to that particular frame. And if you are able to identify using some identifier, you can also create a web element for that, right? And you can use it inside this frame so that you can switch to that frame using the element. Now, once you once you're able to switch to a particular iframe, if you want to perform some operation inside that, like clicking on a button or clicking on a link or entering some text, right? So after you perform all the operations, you want to move back to your parent frame. So that you can do using switch to parent frame. And if you want to move to your main page, then you can use switch to default content, right? So these are the 5 basic commands which you can use to work with iframes. Now let's see that in real-time action, right? So I'm going to show you an example of iframes. So for this particular demo, I'll be using Amazon.in, right? It has got a lot of iframes inside this, in its homepage, right? So if I right click here, if you can see, it is telling me view frame source, reload frame, right? And then if I if I go to the DOM, right, and here I can search for iframe, right? So you can see it's showing me there are lots of iframes, right? So this particular image, which is looking like an image, is also an iframe. So we are going to use this particular laptops from top brands image, right? If you click on it, it will take you to some other page where there are lots of different options for laptops. So we are going to use this in our demo, right? So let's see if it has got an ID or a name, right? So we'll inspect on this. And if I can expand this so that we can find this. So let's see. I'm trying to find the iframe ID, right? So let me find it this way. Sometimes it may be a little difficult to find the iframes, but if you can locate that, and yeah, so this is our iframe, and this is our ID, right? So let's use that ID. So I'll use this ID, right? And I will try to switch to that particular frame. So first, so how you can switch to? So you can use driver.switchTo and then frame, and then you can pass the ID here, right? So it will switch to that particular frame. Before that, let me go to that Amazon.in page. So, right now, another thing I want to show you is if you want to know the count of iframes present in your application, you can do it through Selenium also, right? So you can use tag name and there you can pass iframe. So it will return you all the list of elements which have a tag name of iframe, right? And then you can take the size of it and probably I will print it out, right? So that we can see how many iframes are present in our application. So this will print and this will switch to that iframe. And then what I want to do, I want to click on it, right? So let's see. So I'll try to find the element to click, like probably it's a link, right? So this is the link and this is the image, right? So let me take this image and I will use the alt laptops, right? So image and at alt equals to laptops. Okay. And then I want to click on the link, right? So what I will do, I will use the parent access, right? And using that, I can move to that link. So this is my link and I want to click on it, right? So after we switch to the frame, I want to find this element by .xpath and I want to click on it, right? So give the click operation here and then let's try and execute this and check it out. So it's going to switch to that particular frame and then it's going to click on that element to take us to the laptops products, right? So let's see. Okay. So can you see now? It opened a new page where you'll find the list of laptops. So it switched to that frame and then it clicked on the link to take us to this page, right? So this is how you can work with iframes, right? Similarly, you can pass, if you have a name, you can pass the name here, right? If you have a web element, then you can pass the web element. Okay, so let me show you the size of iframes in our application. So there are two iframes with the tag name, I mean, two elements with the tag name iframe, right? So that's the size of our list. Now, yeah, so I was telling you can use either ID or name here, or you can also pass the web element directly, right? Or you can use the index as well. So all three options are available for you. And then if you are on the same frame, right? If you want to switch to the default content, you can use this, right? Or if you want to switch to default, switch to a parent frame, right? So you can use, so these are the two commands to switch back to the parent frame or the default page, right? So this is how you can build your scripts and depending on the scenarios, you can work with your iframes in the application. And that's it for this section. So in the next sections, we are going to look at some other topics for Selenium WebDriver. So join me in the next video.